Good morning, students. I hope you all are good and safe. I welcome you all again for our social class. Today we are going to see about civics. In the last class we saw about lithosphere and geography, and in this class we are going to see about the forms of government and democracy. So what are the types of governments we are under, and the democracy? So we are going to see in this chapter. So we'll understand the meaning for democracy, and we'll come to know about the merits and demerits about democracy and the challenges we face in our Indian democracy. These are the things we are going to learn in this chapter. So let me go to the introduction part. We are going to learn about this lesson how various forms of government are developed globally. Today many countries of the world follow different types of governments, but the modern world prefers democracy. So in this chapter you're going to see about the various forms, various types of government has developed globally. So how it came into progress, how day by day it changed the development of government, okay, globally. So many countries of the world today they prefer democracy. Democracy means they have to elect people, they have to select their own ruler, right? That is called democracy. So we'll see the forms of democracy. The governance of nation differs significantly based on who has power. So the government will differ, the government of each nation will differ according to its power. There are different forms of government. There is aristocracy, monarchy, autocracy, oligarchy, theocracy, democracy and republic. So these are the types, and now we'll see about the aristocracy, a form of government in which power in the hands of a small privileged ruling class, that is nobles. So it is a form of government, it is a type of government in which the power will be under some privileged person, very high persons, okay, nobles, but it is limited. For example, United Kingdom, Spain, very small and privileged ruling class, nobles, they are called nobles. Monarchy, a system of government in which one person reigns supreme, usually a king or a queen. Example, Oman, Qatar, Bhutan. So these are the form of government in which one person will be the supreme, they will be the high person, highest, most supreme person. Usually he might be a king or a queen. So that is all happen in the countries of Bhutan, Oman, okay. Autocracy, a system of government by one person with absolute power, by only one person who has the extreme power, is called autocracy. Auto means a single person, right? Autocracy means by own, auto. North Korea, Saudi Arabia, okay. Oligarchy, a small group of people having control of a country or organization. A small group of people, okay, some group of people, they have the control over a country. Example, Soviet Union, China, North Korea, okay. Theocracy, a system of government in which religious doctrines form the basis of government, headed by a priest who rules in the name of God or proclaims himself as God. So this type of democracy is depends upon the religious doctrines, okay. They'll depend upon the religions, okay. So most of the time the bishop or the priest will be the highly respected person, he will be the ruling person. So he'll tells everything under the name of God, or he proclaims, he himself tells him as a God. For example, Vatican. So the Vatican City in Rome, their bishop is considered to be the ruler of the country. So he is a priest, he is the highest priest in the world, okay. They'll consider him as a priest, very big priest. So he is considered to be the ruler of the Vatican City also. So this is called theocracy. Next one is democracy, a system of government in which eligible members in the population vote to elect their elected representatives, and the party in individuals who obtains a majority votes forms the government. So it happens by votes, by election we face in our country, right? So we used to put vote for the eligible candidate, those who are eligible. We'll be seeing their qualities and their promises which they give. So according to that only we'll put vote, right? So once a person reaches the age of 18, he is eligible to right to vote. So this is called democracy. So we can select our own ruler by voting system. Next one is republic, a state in which superior power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. India, Australia. So here also republic. So in our state, in our country also, in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives. So by election or by nomination, a president can be selected, okay, rather than a mother than a monarch. So India also it is happening. India became a republic on 26 January 1950. It is governed in accordance with the constitution adopted on 26 November 1949, which came in force on 26 January 1950. So India also became a republic country on 26 January 1950. So how it came? It adopted the constitution on 26, or constitution. We have many laws in our constitution, right? It was first initiated by developed by Dr. Ambedkar. Okay, he is considered to be the father of our constitution, Indian constitution. Okay, what is democracy? Democracy is a form of government that allows people to choose their rulers. So democracy in this format type, the people can choose their own rulers whom need to be ruled. Okay, our favorite leader will be selected. Only leaders elected by people should rule the country. People have the freedom to express views, freedom to organize, and freedom to protest. So they can protest, they can talk against them, okay, they can talk favor to them. We are also doing, right? If we like some person, some politician, mean we'll talk favor to him. If he doesn't like, mean we'll be against to him. So that is a right to for our country. That is a right for our country. That is called democracy. Meaning of democracy: democracy is a system of government in which the superior power is vested in the people of a government of a country, and the people elected the representative directly or indirectly through fair and free elections, which are usually held periodically. So in our country, once in 5 years election has been conducted. So in that time we can choose our own rulers periodically. Okay, so it will be very fair, very justful election. Sometimes very justful elections will be conducted in our country also. The term democracy is derived from two Greek words. So democracy, from the beginning of this lesson we used to hear this word democracy, democracy. So what is the meaning of this? It derived from the Greek word called demos, which the meaning is people. Demos means people, and kratia means power. So people's power, the power of people is called democracy. So in democratic country in India, people has their own power. But we have a question: does we have the power to question anything? So just it's left to you. Definition. Okay, this is the definition. Power, people, democracy. So people has a power in democracy. Salient features of democracy. So we'll see the features of democracy. Free and fair elections. So we have free and fair elections. For voting and all, we don't need to give any money. Just we need our voter ID, right? That is the only proof. The identity proof must be enough, and we should reach the age of 18. So that this is the two main things we need to vote. Okay, so free and fair elections. Voting right is equal value to those who have attained the age of 18. So wherever we live in the country, okay, if we once attain 18 years, we are eligible to choose our own ruler. Fundamental rights and protection of individual freedom. So protection of individual freedom and fundamental basic rights will be provided in this format. Evolution of democracy. Democracy began 2500 years ago in the city-states of ancient Greece. It is important to know that democratic institution existed in India as early as the Vedic period. So a democracy, it started before 2500 years ago. Okay, in Greece, ancient Greece itself, it has been started, this democracy. Also it happened in our country also during Vedic period. During Chanakya's rule, Arthashastra Chanakya's book Arthashastra tells that in ancient India, an autonomous village community was a basic unit of the local government. During the later Chola period, ancient Tamil Nadu Kudavolai system was a very notable and unique feature of the village administration of the Cholas. The evolution towards a democracy is represented by freedom, equality, accountability, transparency, and trust, fraternity. So in our country also it was happened during Chola period, during ancient Vedic period. Okay, so the main aim or equality, everyone must be treated equally. Fraternity means the brotherlyhood love. Okay, and trust, accountable, we should be accountable to the persons who choose us, right? We are the politicians are accountable to us because we choose them, so they are accountable to us. So these are the basic things democracy is needed. So we'll see the types of democracy. Two types we have: direct democracy, indirect democracy. Direct democracy, when the people themselves directly express their will on the public affairs, the type of government is called pure or direct democracy. Example, ancient Greek city states, Switzerland. So in ancient time and all, in the Greece, the people all gather in a public place and they can choose their own ruler. Okay, so I'll send you a picture also in this. So in that, they all gather and they can raise their hands to select their own people. So the people who are competing will be arranged there, will be seated over the places, and people will select, raising their hands or doing something. They'll choose their rulers. So that is called direct democracy. And another one is indirect democracy, when the people express their will on public affairs through their elected representatives. The type of government is called indirect. So through their elected representatives. Okay, so in direct democracy they can tell their own wishes. Okay, this person has to be elected, but he has to do all these things, those things, everything must be told directly. But in an indirect democracy, we'll voting system will be there. So according to their wishes, they'll say some promises, we'll all accept it and we'll put the vote for them. That is called indirect democracy. So whatever we need will go through the representative. So these all happens in India, USA, UK. So we'll see the merits and demerits of democracy. Responsible and accountable government. So the government will become very responsible. But we have a question: does it very responsible in our country? So you should think about it, children. They are very accountable to us because people are paying taxes. We are paying taxes to the government. So are they giving the fair things to us, providing everything on the correct time? Okay, so we must think about all that. So they must be very responsible, very accountable to the persons who elected them. Equality and fraternity. So everyone must be treated equally. Local self-government. So self-government, sense of cooperation and fraternal feeling. So everyone must cooperate. So these are the merits, demerits of democracy. Indirect or representative nature of democracy. So in demerits means when we sometimes, without knowing their character, without knowing the background, some people elect a ruler, but they will not that much worth. Okay, so instability in government, lack of interest. So some people they doesn't come to vote at all. So lack of interest, delay in decision making progress. So these are the demerits. We'll see the democracy in India. India has a parliamentary form of democracy. The Indian Parliament compromises the elected representatives of people and makes the laws for the country. So India has a parliamentary form of, we have a parliament in India, right? It's in New Delhi, right? So participation of people in the decision making and the consent of citizens are two important elements of parliamentary form of government in India. So the participation of people in the decision making. So people has a very big portion over there. They has the participation in decision making and consent of citizens. The competition of citizens are the two major elements for the parliamentary form of government because they are voting. Okay, they are selecting their own rulers. India is the largest democratic country in the world. Democracy in India works for 5 basic principles. They are sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. So these are the 5 basic principles. Every person who is a citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age can exercise the right to vote based on universal adult suffrage. There is no discrimination based on person's caste, creed, religion, region, gender and education when it comes to providing the right to vote. So this is a right to vote, children. So when we attain the age of 18, we don't have any other drawback, any other barrier. Okay, whether we are in wherever we are, okay, we belong to some different region, religion, state, education, whether we are educated, non-educated, no, that is not the matter. Once we reach the age of 18, we have the voter ID, the identity proof, we are eligible to vote. Okay, we are eligible to choose our ruler. But majority votes only will get the, according to that only we'll select the rulers. Okay, now we'll see the challenges in Indian democracy. What are the challenges? Because India is a very big democratic country, so what are the challenges we face in our democracy? Democracy is the dominant form of the government in the contemporary world. It is not faced by serious challenges or rivals so far, but in the last 100 years there has been expansion of democracy all over because in those period and all we have seen many type of government, aristocracy, monarchy, autocracy, theocracy, but now everyone wanted to select their persons by their own oaths. So the democratic country, they need a democracy. So we'll see the drawbacks of challenges. Illiteracy, okay, because the rulers know they'll make many plans, but everything doesn't reach the citizens properly. So illiteracy plans, also many schools was not provided, many people suffer without basic knowledge, basic education also. So the people who govern us, those who rule us also doesn't have enough eligibility of education, eligible of education. Next one is poverty. We see many people are very rich, but many and people are very poor in our country. Gender discrimination. So still we have gender discrimination, sex discrimination, okay, class, region, religion, everything is people are seeing, right? There's a difference in all these things. Regionalism, where they live according to a region. Casteism, still we have that. Corruption, okay. So if you want to finish some work in a government office, we have to give some things, some gift or something, bribe to them, right? So that is corruption. Okay, everything is not come in an orderly manner. So some corruption is great. Political violence. So inside itself there are political corruption, political violence, many things would happen. So these are the challenges in our democracy. Indian democracy can be successful and vibrant only when the citizens reflect in their behavior the basic democratic values like equality, freedom and social justice and accountability and respect of all. So when a citizen or when a ruler, he must think about equality, freedom, social justice, accountability and respect for the people. If he has all these qualities only, if he think about all these things only, he'll be a very good ruler. Then only India become a good democratic country. Their mindset, thinking and behavior are expected to be in tune with the essential conditions of democracy. They have to appreciate the opportunities for their desired roles like participation, making the system accountable, fulfilling obligations and playing proactive roles to actualize the goals of democracy. So they should make good decisions, they should be very accountable, they should realize their obligations, their duties, okay. So these are the things will lead them to rule a good country. So in this chapter we have seen about the government is a group of people who govern a community or unit. Monarchy, it is a system of government in which one person's rules, he'll be very supreme, might be a king or a queen. Types of a democracy refers to the kind of government or social structure which allows people to participate equally, either directly or indirectly. When the people themselves directly express their will on public affairs, public meeting is called pure direct democracy. But through voting system, if it elects some person, that is called indirect voting, indirect democracy. Okay, so these are the forms of government we have seen in this chapter. The questions and the notes will be given you later, children. Just to go through this video, and some pictures also I have sent through this. Just view all that. Okay, thank you.